Hi madam, today me and my group mate going to present about a final project presentation which is a subject from security analysis and portfolio management. My name is Divya Shani Murali and I'm currently doing bachelor investment. So moving on to the first slide, basically for our final project we introducing in a group of 2 students have assigned to conduct a project on the analysis of Bursa Malaysia company. A further specific instruction requires us to select 2 companies from the Bursa Malaysia which we have looked into and came a decision to have chosen the names of Bumi Armada Berhad and also Nestle Berhad. Moving to the slide, company background of Bumi Armada. So basically, Bumi Armada Berhad is engaged in the investment, holding and provision of management services, and the companies, its subsidiaries are engaged in the provision of marine transportation, floating production storage and also offloading, FPSO operations, vessel constructions, engineering and maintenance services to offshore oil and gas companies. And moreover, the company's segment includes the FPSO and also the floating gas solution, which is called as the FGS, which owns, operates and provides FPSO units of vessels that are used for receiving hydrocarbons source as well. So moving to the second company, which our staff chosen was Nestle Berhad. Basically Nestle Berhad is established on 1982. It has been nourishing Malaysians throughout the quality brands and products whilst maintaining their halal excellence and integrity. And this lines their purpose of unlocking the power of food to enhance their quality of lives for everyone, today's and for the others generation. So moving on to the next slide, which is called the SWOT analysis. So firstly, we're going to look about the Bumi Armada SWOT. So their first strength is experience and nimble management team comprising seasoned professionals in their oil and gas industry, where they are well and experienced in their oil and gas industry as well. And another point is their strong balance sheet with the net cash position will allow the company to capitalize on future acquisition and or enhancement opportunities, which will enhance shareholders' returns as well. So as for their weakness is sustainability, their currency fluctuation, and also its functional currency are typically foreign currency, which is sometimes harder to exchange as well, and it is also inability to secure bank borrowing to fund acquisition or a capex. So moving into the opportunities is they have a huge benefit where they have from rising oil prices, where the oil is needed sustainability on now in this era. So they are having a benefits in this case of opportunities as well. So moving on to threats. Their threats is basically during their oil price volatility, downturn of oil and gas sector, and also unplanned maintenance shutdown. So moving to the second part is the Nestle Berhad SWOT. So looking to the Nestle strength was their strengths are the firm capabilities and resources that it can be used to design and also develop and sustain competitive advantage in their marketplace. The second is they have a talented management where they harness and skill development of the employees, and also they have a success and new product mix where the Nestle provide exhaustive product mix option to its customers, where it helps the company in catering in various customer segments. So another their strength is strong brand recognition. As we all know, Nestle has a very strong brand recognition in their food process industry. So moving on to their weakness, they have a weakness of declining market share of Nestle with increasing revenues, where the food processing industry is growing faster than the company. In such scenario, Nestle maybe has to be very carefully when it's come to analyze their various trends within the consumer and non-clinical sector as well. Another thing of their weakness is high turnover of employee at the lower levels. It also concern of the Nestle sale. So moving to the opportunities, Nestle have opportunities in local collaboration where they have a tie-up with local players, can also provide opportunities of growth for the Nestle in international markets where they provide their local products to the players and such way it will enhance their name as well. So another of the opportunities is opportunities in online space where increasing the adoption of online services by customers will also enable Nestle to provide new offering to the customers in food processing industry. So moving on to the threats, Nestle have a threat in shortage of skilled human resources where given the high turnover of employees and also increasing dependence on innovative solution, company name can be face skilled human resources challenges in the near future. They also have a trade relationship between US and China trades where it can affect the Nestle growth plans. This can lead to full-scale trade war which can hamper the potential of Nestle to expand the operation in China as well. So as moving on to our third slide, which is the single asset analysis. Okay, based on our calculation for the both companies, including all of our calculation, as we can conclude here the main three items for the both companies, which is firstly we analyze the expected return, standard deviation, and also coefficient of variation. So based on our project, so basically expected return is the amount of profit and loss that the investor can anticipate receiving from the investment, and also standard deviation is the determined the market volatility or the spread of asset prices from their average price when the standard deviation is high, when the high is meaning the investment is risky, and also the coefficient of variation for investor to determine whether the expected return of the investment is worth of the degree of volatility or the downside risk. Okay, based on this our calculation for this both company as our analysis, expected return for Bumi Armada they having a better expected return than Nestle where 0.3065, and also in terms of standard deviation also Bumi Armada has a better performance where from the Nestle Berhad where it has 0.5536 where it's very good, and also Bumi Armada have the higher and positive coefficient of variation than Nestle where it means the investor it's possibly have a good volatility where that trade of record last decade it's a solid management team. In this case, Bumi Armada as a pretty impressive company with a great financial track of record where it can lead a company to a better financial position. Okay, moving to the next slide is a portfolio asset analysis. Okay, based on our calculation, we can conclude that weightage 1 is considered as a Bumi Armada, and also weightage 2 is considered as Nestle Berhad. As for the expected return, the weightage of Bumi Armada Berhad is pretty good when it has a higher expected return compared to the percentage of Nestle Berhad. So moving to the variance, as the same goes as I spoken just now, for the percentage of 100, it has a higher variance compared to Nestle Berhad where it is a 0 percentage, is as a 3.65. When it's come to 100, it's as 3.3065. So in this case, the higher the percentage of a weightage of Bumi Armada is as a better variance in this case. And also moving on to the standard deviation, Bumi Armada is a pretty good where it has the higher performance compared to Nestle Berhad. So moving to the beta, okay, in this case, we can choose the beta which is the lower, which is a Nestle Berhad is better, and also for the CAPM is in this case we can conclude that CAPM for Bumi Armada has a better weightage compared to Nestle Berhad where when it's come to 0% also it has a 1.885 compared to weightage of Nestle Berhad is 100%, and the comparison is very high. So moving on to the APT and risk-free, Based on our calculation, as for the conclusion, I can see for the portfolio asset analysis, the weightage of Bumi Armada Berhad is way more better than Nestle Berhad in terms of expected return, variance, standard deviation, beta, CAPM, and APT, and also the risk-free RF as well.
Hi madam, my name is Yong Fin Mei. Now I'm going to explain about the company analysis ratio between these two companies, Bumi Armada and Nestle Malaysia Berhad. The first ratio will be current ratio. So from the graph we can see the current ratio, Bumi Armada is better compared to Nestle, because it means that the lower current ratio has difficulties time paying to the company immediate debts and liabilities. Therefore, the higher ratio is better. The second graph will be quick ratio. The quick ratios measure a company's ability to pay its short-term liabilities when they come due by selling assets that can be quickly turned into cash. Therefore, higher quick ratio is better. So Bumi Armada has a better performance than Nestle. The third graph of ratio will be equity ratio. Equity ratio is a way of for the company to measure how much debt have taken on relative to your to the asset. In other words, it shows how much investment the company put in and the amount of the company outright versus how much is financed by debt. Therefore, this is higher is better, and Bumi Armada is better compared to Nestle, because low equity ratio means that the company primarily use debt to acquire asset, which is widely viewed as an indication of greater financial risk. Number 4 of the graph will be debt to asset ratio. The debt to asset ratio is a financial metric used to help understand the degree to which the company operations are funded by debt. So from the graph, Nestle has the higher ratio than Bumi Armada. The higher the ratio, the greater the proportion of debt funding and the greater of risk of potential solvency issues for the business. Number 5th graph will be interest coverage ratio. The interest coverage ratio measures the abilities of a company to pay the interest on its outstanding debts. So Nestle is better than Bumi Armada. The lower the ratio is more company is burdened by debt expenses, and the less capital it has to use in other ways. When a company's interest coverage ratio is only 1.5 or lower, its ability to meet interest expenses may be questionable. Number 6 graph is debt to equity ratio. The debt to equity ratio is a financial ratio indicating the relative proportions of shareholders' equity and debt used to finance a company asset. So in this case, the Bumi Armada is better than Nestle, where it has the lower debt, less debt on the company balance sheet. Okay, number 7 graph will be return on investment, ROI. It's a performance measure used to evaluate the efficiency or profitability of an investment, or compare the efficiency of the number of different investments. So from the ROI, Nestle has a better performance compared to Bumi Armada. Higher ROI means that the company is successful at using the investment to generate high return. Number 8 will be operating performance, asset turnover. In finance, asset turnover, total asset turnover, or asset turn is a financial ratio that measures the efficiency of a company use of its asset to generating sales revenue or sales income to the company. Therefore, the Nestle, from the graph, the Nestle has the higher and better performance compared to Bumi Armada. the company that the asset turnover ratio is more efficient, a company is generating revenue from this asset. Number 9 graph will be average collection period. So Bumi Armada is better compared to Nestle. It seems the lower is the best, because the lower means that the company can collect the payment faster. So let's come to the next graph, will be average performance between these two companies, Bumi Armada Berhad and Nestle Malaysia Berhad, in 5 years. So from the graph, light green line is represent of Bumi Armada. So Bumi Armada has a higher current ratio. That means it's better current ratio than Nestle. And quick ratio, Bumi Armada also has better performance than Nestle. And equity ratio, Bumi Armada also have better performance than Nestle. Debt to asset, Nestle is better. And interest rate cover, Nestle is better. Debt to equity, Bumi Armada is better. The lower is better. ROI, return on investment, Nestle is better, 0.5588 compared to 0.5100. Asset turnover, Nestle is better, 1.9299 compared to 0.7549. Average collection period, Bumi Armada is better, only use 23.5164 compared to Nestle 30.7826. So we come to the conclusions. Okay, the conclusion, we make a conclusions that the Bumi Armada Berhad is a pretty impressive company with great financial track record over the last decade and a solid management team. It does not take a genius to know that the stock is an arguably great investment. The company has strong marketing strategies to come up with in a competitive market. The profit that the company earned and the balance it has kept between its asset and liabilities is easily understandable after going through its financial statements. The company is running its business so well. So Bumi Armada has been performing very well in comparison with competitors domestically. Therefore, our conclusion is the Bumi Armada Berhad overall performance is better than Nestle Malaysia Berhad.
So based on our final project, as our recommendation based on our report, as our recommendation is Nestle should carry an operating in their partnership where Nestle Berhad should strategically align itself with their current food and beverage industry trends by assessing its market position and also adapting to changing customer preference as well. And also Nestle should focus on their nutrition, water, environment and also rural development aligns with their contemporary values to prevent a potential setbacks. Prudent management should anticipate possible challenges such as fallout from the oil practices scandal and to take preventive measures. Other than that, what are the recommendations should Nestle prioritize is for the customers? Their relationship with the management, example the CRM, to foster the stronger connection with consumers throughout the personalization, communication and also the loyalty programs. Additionally, seizing the opportunity presented by the surge in online shopping, example like Nestle should invest in and expand its e-commerce channel to offer a convenience option for their customers. This production will be this integrated approach can enhance Nestle market resilience and also the customer engagement and a better relationship as well. So thank you from us. Thank you.